Hi, my name is Rachel, and today I would like to present a Discover video on maybe one of my favorite coloring book companies, which is Coloring Book Cafe. Not only do they make a huge variety of really nice coloring books, but they also have a great community, an online community. They have a whole website that's dedicated to helping people learn how to do coloring techniques. I joined as a member of them last year, and there's so many benefits to being involved in this company, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. But I just want to start out with some of the different kind of coloring books they have. They have several styles of or theme, I should say, they have several themes of coloring books. Scenery, pictorial scenery ones, they have animal ones, they have fantasy ones, and they also have a few more design ones. So I'm going to go through, I have a number of their books. I'm going to go through a number of these books today. I'm going to start out with their scene coloring books because I think I have a lot of these. So this is one of their more newer releases, and these are just they in these books they have the thumbnails so that you can do color tests before you do your main picture. So I'll get to the pictures here. Their scene books have a number of styles. So sometimes they're like a picture, like a photographic picture. Sometimes they're a collage. But they have some really great, really cute ideas. This is a spring one. Like I said, this one just came out. Just all sorts of things. And they have a number of artists, so you'll notice some different styles if you pick up their books. This particular artist does people in a kind of a whimsical way. I've seen almost like old-fashioned dolls kind of a way. That kind of a look like that. And then they have ones that are a little bit more realistic and ones that are more cartoony. So they have spring scenes. Then they also did a bunch of like Christmassy kind of ones. This was winter scenes. This actually came out after Christmas, so it was just compilations of winter ideas. And see here, they have a number of these pictures that are just it's kind of like a setup, almost like a still life of thematic images, and then beautiful scenes. So really nice coloring books. Really cute ideas. And then they have an actual Christmas one here, which decorations, snowmen, cookies, all those kinds of fun. This is a really great one. This is one of my favorites, and I know I only have one picture in this particular book colored in, but I actually have a PDF of this book as well, and so I've colored some of the pictures as printouts. And then they had come out with autumn ones too. So again, these are great for, you know, you get into the time of year and you get into the spirit of the season, and it's just fun to color some of these images in. I'm not a big pumpkin person in like life. I don't do pumpkin displays, but I love coloring pumpkins. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure why, but pumpkins are just something you can just color over and over and over again. At least in my idea. And then they have a number of life series ones. So their life series books, just they're very kind of country oriented. This one is fall pictures. And you can see slightly different artists, slightly different style from some of the other books that they'd had. They do a lot of very realistic animals and you know, vegetables. Very nice style. I really enjoy this realistic style. A lot of coloring books go for more of the really simplistic, bold lines, and that's a great way to do coloring books. But this one has all these. It's not like grayscale, but it's line detailing, and that can kind of help you, especially if you're doing textures. It can kind of help you follow the lines and give you ideas on how to do extra shading and give a little because the picture already starts out with some of this depth of shading. It can really enhance making maybe more realistic pictures. And see here, this one has much more realistic looking people than the other artists. I like. I don't know how many artists they have for their coloring book, but I really actually like them all. They're kind of different, and sometimes you're more in the mood for one feel of a picture over another. So they have the autumn life, then they have a lot of country themed ones. There's a farm life, very animal, fields kind of pictures. As far as I know, most of them are, again, country themed. I haven't seen anything like city themed. But if you're really into country images, because I know they just have those peaceful feels of, lazy, sunny days. And so I think they're great for coloring books, to have these just kind of just pleasant views. They also have now I don't have a whole bunch of their books, physical books, but I have a lot of their PDFs in their country themes. So here we have Wine Country. This is an older one of theirs, but I just love the pictures in this book. They're just beautiful pictures, really detailed. These are the kind that, like, if you, especially if you're like practicing doing some shading, textures, color things like grapes. Some people like to do solid colors for the grapes. Some people like to do, like, the grapes are all, one's purple, one's greenish, one's reddish next to each other, and some people like to really marble them. And I think with pictures like this, you get a good opportunity to kind of explore different techniques, different styles like that. But so this one is just a beautiful book. This might be one of my favorites of all of theirs. And I love little secret door kind of things. And I also I love something about the barrels and the old-fashioned kind of cheese wheels, and this has very European vibe to it. So they have the wine country. Then they have French countryside. I think they have an English countryside, which might be a slightly different artist than the French countryside one, because the pictures have a different feel to them. But again, just images of all sorts of scenes. Nice, very European. Obviously, this is French countryside, so European-looking buildings. These are just fun coloring books to just kind of get into a feel of lazy days, sitting out in a peaceful country away from, cities and things like that. So I really like their country series. And so for the individual books of their scenery ones, that's pretty much what I have. Then they also have animal ones. And again, I have a lot of their stuff on PDF, but this is, well, I don't know. Again, I didn't come across them until last year, so I don't know exactly which ones are their older or newer ones, but this one's just really detailed, realistic animals. So if you are wanting to do, fur textures, different lengths, different, this one's actually cute with the nuts and the ladybugs. But yeah, if you're really into, like, kind of exploring how to do different techniques, feathers, fur, beetle shells, that kind of stuff, this is a really great book if you're going for a more realistic look. You can, of course, do cartoony animals with a realistic texture, but this one, I think it really helps that the pictures start out being realistic. It kind of helps you color in that manner. So I really like this forest wildlife one. Then this one's very whimsical. There's really elegant cat pictures in here, as well as very silly ones. The cat getting the fish out of the bowl. But this one I like because it's got different fur lengths for cats. I'm really into doing textures myself, and I've been trying to experiment with fur. I hadn't done much of that previously, and so now I've been trying to get some books that Oh, I love this one. He's reading the newspaper in his cat pan with the toilet paper. So that's what I'm saying. These are very silly pictures, but then you also have, you know, very realistic, very you know, pleasant cat pictures as well. So cats. They recently came out with puppies and dogs, and they have another dog one. I don't have the dog books, other than on PDF. And then there's this songbird one. Oh, this has some really, really great pictures of birds. Really looking forward to coloring this one. I've actually had it for a while, and I just haven't had a chance to get started on it. But I love all the feather textures, so that, you know, you already have a guide if you want to be coloring in feathers. Different. Obviously, you can do different songbirds. Me personally, I like to look up the birds and see how the colors go. In order to do this one, I would be looking up a lot of bird pictures and seeing, you know, what colors their feathers are. But really nice book here. And this one is also a relatively new release, but they've had ones like this one previously. So this is a new release, but it's very similar to some of their older ones. And these are, again, the very realistic. I also like some of the books, not all of them, but some of the books. They put the names of the animals. Now this particular one, the name is across from. It's across from the animal. I think some of the other ones, they were on the back of them. But really realistic, nice animals. So fun ones. Again, these would be ones I would be looking up images to see how the animals get colored. But I really like the realistic animal styles, because there's a lot of cutesy animals out there too. So then they have some very fantasy books here. This mermaid one is a new release. Oh, and I can't wait to get started on this one. Actually, I've already started planning doing some colorings in this book. I just haven't had a chance to pull out my pencils and get going. But really, I like how there's a suggestion of how you might want to do the backgrounds. I'm kind of, you know, on the border. I don't necessarily like the kind of books that have pictures where you've got just a central image and complete white around, because I want a little bit of a guide. But then you get the ones that are so overdone in the background that they kind of, you want to have a little bit of choice on how you do it. So I like that some of these have different options for their backgrounds. And then this one was one that came out around Halloween time. So these are more whimsical, cartoony kind of, really cute monsters that you might come across in sci-fi movies, or, you know, fantasy movies, or Halloween movies. Just really, really sweet. Sometimes it's fun to do the cartoony stuff, but I do like the really realistic, but then it's also fun to, you can kind of do it however you want. So I like that they have a lot of different artists with different styles, their own unique styles. And then this fairy one. This one also had that almost vintage. I always feel like those vintage, the flower fairies, and I think that you could really go old-fashioned color schemes and stuff with these. It would make these pictures look really good. And of course, you can also do them in just regular, you know, not vintage styles, and it will look wonderful. But so many options, so many different artists that it's nice to have that variety. So this company just puts out some really great books. And then this one is a completely I would categorize this book as whimsy, I guess, because it's, you know, kind of cartoony, compilations. Now you can certainly do these as like flat pictures. You can also do a lot of shading and kind of, you know, bring out the volume of them, because the style kind of lends itself to whatever kind of artist you are. So you don't have to feel like, oh, I don't like that kind of book because I like to do realistic. Well, you can still do these kinds in realistic and just, you know, kind of incorporate the patterns into it. So really cute, really neat little book that one is. This one is also one of their newer ones for this year. And then I only have a few of these, but they have some pattern books, some they have an easy, like, large print, or, you know, easy flowers. So this one's room interiors, and they have very large spaces without all that extra detail that they're more realistic ones. Now, I really like those realistic ones, but this one also lends itself to kind of finding your own style, or there's just enough hint of lines that you know what the picture is, but you can kind of come up with your own textures, you know, whether you want to make something wood or furry, or you know, like that faux leather texture. But so really cute. I like that it's kind of a cartoony style, but again, it's got such large, wide spaces that you can really have fun putting in the volume and turning them into different pictures. So those are easy interiors. I don't have their other easy ones. They also have a fair number of mandalas and a lot of florals. I don't have the books of those. I do have almost all of those on PDF. And then this one was one they came out with. Again, this was a much more recent one, and this one is like the design animals. Now, I like to do my animals with furs and scales and feathers and stuff like that. But every once in a while, I don't mind doing these design ones. And this one's quite a 50 animals. So this one's actually thicker than most of their books. But yeah, for something different, especially if I'm testing out like markers or pencils, sometimes I don't want to have to do a whole picture. So I just want to do like a design picture. And you can get some color variation. So this is a really nice book, but this one is a little bit thicker. Most of their other books, if you look at them, are these you know, thinner. They're thinner books. And then some of my favorite things. They also do all of these compilation ones. So these ones are the really thick books. And these ones are going to be their collections are entire sets of, I believe it's like 4 of their other books they will put into a collection. So this is the country collection. Actually, I want to say if you order this book now, the cover's been updated, so this isn't the cover. But and I might actually do flip throughs of these, because on the like Amazon order page, it doesn't show you all the ones. So so this one is a bunch of their country images. Again, you can see some of the different styles of how they do their pictures, but really beautiful detailing here. All sorts of pictures. Started some of them, haven't finished everything. I love the little food display ones, and nice fall ones. So these ones have so many pictures. Oh, I love the drinks, the cider drinks. Cozy, warm fireplace. So these ones are just really nice books. You get a book like this, and then you just have so many options. They're the kind of books I like to, when I don't know what I want to color. I feel like I want to color, but I don't know what I want to color. And so I pull out a book like this, and I just kind of flip through it till I, you know, get some inspiration and go from there. Now, they also have, that was their country one. This is 100 Summer Scenes, and they have a whole bunch. This was from a lot of their beach life, Hawaii life. I'm not really sure exactly which books were involved in this one. So this was the same thing, but then more summery. You can kind of see Mediterranean life or something. But yeah, these ones are much more beach themed, warmer climate themed. So again, when you're in the mood to color and you're not sure what you want, these nice big thick collection books I love to have. For me, it's just kind of odd. I like to have the thicker books for coloring. Just something, I don't know, more fun about coloring in a big thick book. Maybe it makes me feel like a little kid again. This one is, I think, one of their most recent compilation books, which was Countryside. So this had the French countryside, English countryside. So I don't remember. This is the French countryside one. what the other two books were, but it was French countryside, English countryside. Just a lot of lovely, lovely scenes. So if you're the kind of person you don't really know, what you're going to like, these ones, these 100 scene ones are the way to go, I feel. Plus, the value of these for this company is really good because they're only a little bit more than the single set pictures, 25 picture books, but you're getting 100. And then this one is really cute, 100 Christmas scenes. I like this book. I haven't actually colored in this book. I did also, again, have I have the PDF to this book, so sometimes with the books I'm a little bit more hesitant to start, whereas if I start a PDF and I mess it up, I can, scrap it, reprint it off. But this one has just great one. This one is also a nice one. This would be a nice 100 book. Goodness, this would be a nice one for a gift for kids because a lot of the pictures are just fun scenery. There's a whole, I think it's got like the gingerbread cookie book in there. And then this one is probably one of my favorites, was the Baby Animals series. This one had just all sorts of cute, really sweet animals. Again, these ones are bordering on, because of the baby animals, they're bordering a little bit on being just kind of cartoony, but they're also realistic enough that, again, if you want to work on realistic fur textures and stuff like that, it's going to look really great in this book. But if you just want to kind of go cartoony, you'll be okay there too. So really cute book. And I also have a PDF of this one, so most of the pictures I've done in this one have been printouts. And so with that, I want to mention the reason I have so many printouts or PDFs is because they, if you are a member of their web page, one of the benefits of being a member, and it's a paid membership, is you get a bunch of video courses on, some coloring techniques and coloring styles, but you also get coloring book PDF downloads for free. You get little booklet ones. I think they're like 10 pages. You get 2 of those a month if you're a member. And then they also, they're kind of generous in that they also, every month will just offer a free, full-on one of these books. Maybe not necessarily the 100-page ones, but they have done those before. But they'll offer just free PDF downloads of oftentimes some of their more recent releases. That as a member, so you just get those PDFs right off the bat. Plus, being a member, you also get a discount on all the books you buy in their PDF store anyway. So I do have a number of the books as hard copies, because actually this is that Amazon paper, and I know a lot of people don't like the Amazon paper, but I like it. It's better than standard copy paper, and I find that it has a good tooth to it. Not all paper has a good tooth. A lot of people like to print off on cardstock, and I have had such a difficult time finding cardstock that is not smooth. Most cardstock I get is just too smooth to do too many layers of colored pencils. So I actually really like the paperweight for these. But I also appreciate the PDFs, because then, there's some books where you're like, oh, I just wouldn't color half those pictures. But there's other pictures that I would really want to color, and so it's nice to have those PDFs, because you can only have to print off the ones that you're going to be working on right then. But yeah, so not only do they offer a membership where they offer the PDFs and the discounts that way, and then the instructional videos they offer, but if you're a member, there's some Facebook groups you can be a part of that do coloring competitions every month, and you can actually win sets of coloring pencils. And it's a great, I find that the coloring competitions is a great way to kind of push your limits. Like maybe you're just going to be coloring for fun, and that's great, but hey, if there's something like, hey, if I'm going to submit this as an entry, I'm gonna work a little harder. I'm gonna try something new. And so I think that they offer these coloring competitions. It really helps people to develop their artistic skills and their style and stuff. You don't have to be a member to be in, there's another coloring group that they run where you don't have to be a member, and you can just post, you know, any finished pictures from like all sorts of other companies too, which is kind of nice because if you're involved in any of these Facebook groups, it's usually you can only post pictures from the one company the group runs, but they run it's a coloring book cafe coloring party, and you can just post anything as long as you're not self-promoting your own coloring books or, you know, your own images. You can feel free to just share stuff, and you don't have to be a member to be in that group. But the group where they run the coloring competitions, that one you do have to be an active member in order to enter. Something to check out though, if you're interested, and again, I like the idea of the coloring competitions because it's just it puts coloring at maybe a slightly different level. You know, yeah, you color for fun, but a coloring competition gives you, you know, a goal, you know, something to set. Hey, I'm going to try this out. I'm gonna work on this. So I think it's great that they offer, and they run it monthly. So it's not like, oh well, maybe I'll catch a coloring competition here or there. They actually have started doing a second coloring competition that is separate, where you don't have to be an active member, but I think there's usually an entry fee to the other one, minimal entry fee, but they also give you the PDFs for the pages that you're going to color. So they give you, I think they're 100-page PDFs that they've done on those ones so far. So it's just a really great company. They come out with all sorts of wonderful designs that you know, maybe they don't cater to absolutely everyone, but there's enough themes and styles that there's going to be something for a lot of people. If any of this sounds appealing to you, if you're interested, feel free to check them out. They do have their books sold on Amazon if you want to get the hard copy books. They also have their webpage, and then they have their PDF store, so anyone can buy from their PDF store too. So I will put the links for their website and their PDF store and their Amazon page in the description section. So if you want to check that out, you can. Anyway, I've been happy to share this company. Like I said, it's one of my favorites, and it's actually the one I think that I joined, and it kind of helped kickstart me into getting into the coloring hobby, because I hadn't done a lot of artwork for years and years and years, and this was kind of the first one I found. So I really enjoy them. Anyway, that'll be all for this Discover video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found something new. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.